Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today, we're jumping right into the chaotic aftermath of a political giant's death. We've got sources detailing this final cryptic game set up by Judge Oliver Garland. A really complicated figure.
Absolutely. And you can't understand the ending without understanding the man. Oliver Garland, hugely influential, but also deeply controversial, a black conservative judge.
Right.
Whose Supreme Court nomination just imploded. It was catastrophic, really.
Yeah.
He got tagged as a traitor to his race by many, and his death, kind of sudden, didn't clear the air at all. It just kicked off this desperate hunt.
Yeah, a hunt is the right word. It's this legacy of immense power mixed with, well, profound humiliation. That disgrace years back apparently left his kids, our sources say, debilitated.
Oh, deeply scarred. And the judge dying is basically the starting pistol for the main mystery facing his son, Talcott Garland, or Misha, as he's called.
Misha, right. And the question is, what exactly were the arrangements, these secret documents or plans the judge supposedly left, and why are these clearly dangerous people suddenly crawling out of the woodwork to find them?
It smells like political dynamite from the get-go. And the first sign this isn't your average inheritance, the will itself. It's less about passing things on and more like a final, calculated move, maybe even cruel.
Designed to keep the kids apart, it seems. You look at how things were divided up. Those Redskins tickets, the really prized item, went to the favorite brother, Addison. The sister, Mariah, she gets a house 400 miles away. Basically, stay away.
Keeps her at a distance, yeah.
Right.
And Talcott, our narrator Misha, he gets the Vineyard house.
And that Vineyard house, it's significant, isn't it? Symbolically.
Totally. The sources describe it, a tidy little Victorian on Ocean Park in Oak Bluffs, bought back when that black middle-class community was, quote, smart and secret. It represents that elite world the judge moved in, the world Talcott's now stuck with.
And the bad blood between the siblings, it feels really raw. That whole disgrace thing didn't just hit the judge. It set up this lifelong pattern of animosity.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that detail about Mariah burning Talcott's Willie Mays card when they were kids in the attic?
Oof. Yeah, that tells you everything about the simmering resentment, the pettiness that just festered in that family.
But Talcott himself, he's got this internal battle going on. He's definitely one of the few, right? Successful, Ivy League, part of the elite that benefited from the system his father mastered.
Right, he's an insider.
But then he's got this rage inside him. He calls it a veil of red. It flares up when he sees racial injustice. So he's this insider carrying this outsider anger. It's a real conflict.
The fascinating contradiction. And the whole thing that started the judge's downfall, the reason he never made it to the Supreme Court, it came down to something almost trivial.
2 lunches.
2 lunches. His old college buddy, Jack Ziegler, who happens to be a disgraced former employee of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Yeah.
Not exactly a low-profile friend.
Yeah, not the guy you have lunch with when you're up for the Supreme Court. That association alone was enough.
Sank the whole thing. And you see how the judge's past choices, maybe even his sins from decades ago, are now quite literally hunting his son.
Speaking of Ziegler, he doesn't waste any time. Shows up right after the funeral.
At the cemetery, no less. Super creepy imagery. He looks frail, apparently, but still radiates menace.
And corners Misha, demanding to know about the arrangements, gives him a card, some cryptic warning. This is where it pivots, right? From family drama to something else.
Exactly. It becomes this kind of intellectual thriller because all the clues start pointing towards the judge's obsession in his later years. Chess.
Ah, chess. Okay.
Yeah, the judge basically retreated into chess problems after his public disgrace, composing these really intricate scenarios. And he used that passion, that logic, to structure this whole final game.
So what are the clues?
Well, first, Misha gets this small white pawn delivered to him at a soup kitchen where he volunteers.
A place nobody should know he's at.
Precisely. Super unnerving. Then the Vineyard house gets broken into. And inside, Misha finds this weird note from his father.
Just a note.
Yeah, which he eventually figures out probably signifies B4 in chess notation, but it also has that echo of before.
Before what, though? That's the question.
Exactly. And the whole thing is steeped in chess. The judge composed problems, loved the theory. He apparently liked scenarios where black moved first, or complained that usually white moved first, white usually won.
Interesting.
And Talcott remembers the French word for the bishop piece is le fou.
The fool.
The fool. And the judge had this motto: 2 fools always win, but 3 fools never.
Okay, that sounds less like a chess tip and more like a serious warning. Don't trust too many people.
You got it. 2 allies might work. A third one, betrayal. It's a direct warning for Misha.
And the central chess problem itself.
It's called the double Excelsior.
Yeah.
There's apparently this legendary, almost impossible challenge in chess composition. Both white and black have to advance upon 5 squares to promotion, like at the same time.
An impossible problem.
Basically. And this wasn't just a casual hobby for the judge. His own doctor thought he became truly obsessional about composing these problems after his fall. It suggests his final plan, this whole arrangements thing, it might have been born from maybe not total sanity.
He's forcing Misha into a game he can't possibly win, designed by a potential madman.
That's the feeling. And the danger ramps up immediately. Soon after Ziegler's visit, these 2 guys show up pretending to be FBI, McDermott and Foreman.
Looking for papers.
Right. The threats are getting more direct. And things quickly spiral into actual violence. It feels like it's way bigger than just some old documents.
Yeah, there's confusion, misinformation, like the murder of that priest, Father Freeman Bishop.
Right, tortured and killed.
Hmm.
Initially, the police think it's drug debt, maybe. But the whisper network Misha taps into suggests maybe Bishop was the wrong guy.
Mistaken identity. Like they were looking for someone else connected to the judge. Maybe the wrong Angela's boyfriend, whatever that means.
It's all murky, designed to confuse. The search for papers becomes a fight for survival. But the real driver behind all this, it turns out it's not politics. It's deeply, horribly personal.
This is where the cousin Sally comes in.
Yes. The big breakthrough. Sally finally admits she overheard this huge argument years ago between the judge and one of those fake FBI guys, Colin Scott, who it turns out was ex-CIA, someone the judge had hired off the books.
Wait, why is disgraced judge hiring ex-CIA guys secretly?
That's the million-dollar question. And Sally reveals the key line she overheard. The judge wasn't yelling about dollars. He was yelling, "No rules where a daughter is concerned."
Daughter, not dog.
Changes everything. Suddenly it clicks. Yeah. Talcott's sister, Abby, died years ago. Hit and run.
Oh, wow.
The judge, gutted by grief, absolutely consumed by rage. He hired Scott, using an alias, Jonathan Dillard, first to investigate. But then he pressured Scott to kill the driver. Revenge.
Oh, my God. So the judge tried to arrange a murder.
That's what it points to. This vast public political drama, the disgrace. Its roots are in this private paternal fury gone wrong. His obsession over Abby's death led him to these dark operatives.
And that argument Sally overheard was about Scott refusing to kill the driver.
Seems likely. The judge's downfall wasn't just political ambition. It was this psychological break fueled by grief he couldn't handle. Devastating.
And the people involved are paying the price now? Colin Scott, the ex-CIA guy?
He drowns, supposedly, at Menemsha Beach. Police are skeptical, but that's the official story. Gone.
And Misha himself gets beaten up badly.
Yeah, by 2 guys.
Yeah.
But then later he gets this weird phone call. A voice, maybe Ziegler's associate Henderson, apologizes, says the problem's taken care of. Like the beating was a mistake or Scott's death settled something. It's incredibly ominous.
So who is pulling the strings, if it's not just about the judge's secrets?
It seems the real objective was protecting someone else, much bigger. Justice Wainwright, a powerful former colleague of the judge.
Wainwright.
Yeah. The judge, in his unstable state, apparently hid this disc, the arrangements, and they contained stuff that could ruin Wainwright. Wainwright knew the judge was off the rails, was terrified of him. He actually called the judge a monster to Misha, a soulless, selfish, arrogant monster.
The frantic search, the violence, it wasn't about protecting the dead judge's legacy.
Not primarily. It was about protecting Wainwright's career from whatever dirt the judge had dug up or fabricated in his paranoia. A dead man's revenge plot.
Wow, okay, so while all this deadly intrigue is happening, Misha's personal life is also under pressure. His wife, Kimmer.
Right, Kimmer's in the running for a judgeship. High stakes. And conveniently, or not so conveniently, her main rival, Mark Hadley, gets taken out by a plagiarism scandal.
Involving Chapter 3 of his work, just like Ziegler warned, a skeleton would rattle to clear the path.
It puts enormous pressure on Kimmer and therefore on Misha. She's terrified the judge's whole toxic mess will resurface and sink her chances. She basically says, this thing with your father has to die, and fast, or people will connect her to him.
She says they'll be like, no, not her. She's married to you-know-whose son.
Exactly. The legacy is poison. So Misha realizes he has to end this game, neutralize the threat, protect Kimmer.
And he decides to fight fire with fire, using the judge's own manipulative tactics.
He does. He gets his friend Dana Worth involved in this elaborate deception. They buy a fake metal box.
Okay.
And they bury it at the cemetery, right at the foot of the judge's grave, empty.
A decoy.
A brilliant decoy. Misha becomes the chess player his father forced him to be. And it works. Colin Scott, or Villard, attacks them at the cemetery, finds the box, thinks he's won.
But he doesn't get away with it.
Nope. Almost immediately, this third party shows up, the mysterious roller woman, maybe Maxine, the shooter we heard about earlier. She ambushes Scott and steals the fake box.
So the pursuers think the secret is out there, but stolen. They're chasing a ghost?
Exactly. It throws them completely off Misha's scent. He engineered an exit.
Okay, so if the box was fake, where did the judge really hide the disc, the actual arrangements?
This is the final twist. The judge hid the real disc inside his grandson Bentley's old stuffed bear.
A teddy bear.
A teddy bear named George Jackson.
George Jackson, the Black Panther activist. Why would the conservative judge choose that name?
That's the huge symbolic payoff, isn't it? It circles back to that before clue. Before. Maybe before the judge made his big break with his radical brother, Uncle Derek. Before he chose the conservative path, the power, over maybe something else.
So the disc isn't just dirt on Wainwright. It might contain the truth about the judge's own defining choices, the root of everything.
It seems that way. The truth the judge wanted Misha to find, maybe about that fundamental split in his life.
So wrapping this deep dive up, it really shows how one decision, maybe the judge having lunch with Ziegler, or maybe that much earlier choice he made about his career path versus his brother's ideology.
Yeah, how those choices just ripple out. For decades, poisoning families, wrecking careers, leading to violence.
And Talcott, Misha, the son who just wanted out, gets forced into being the last pawn in his father's impossible game, this double Excelsior.
He survives it, technically. He has the disc, he has the truth. But the story leaves him with this massive ethical choice. He learned, quote, to be a man is to act. Okay, fine. But how does he act now?
Right. He's standing there, thinking about burning the disc. Does he destroy it to protect Kimmer's future, keep the family safe, let her achieve her ambition?
Yeah.
That's one kind of act.
Or does he act to expose everything? His father's darkness, Wainwright's corruption, uphold some abstract truth, but at immense personal cost, maybe danger?
It really makes you think. If you were Misha, holding that disc, knowing everything you know, which act would you choose? Protect your family's future or expose a destructive past? There's no easy answer there.